Oh, perfect, okay, let's get going then, committee of the whole. Let's see, we'll start with Public Works then, 1.1.1, invoice for Colin Ferry doors.
This is for the maintenance department. Information sheet is from BJ. He's received an invoice from Haymeyer's Funeral Home for a column bearing doors installation in the amount of $1,525.50. And he is requesting to withdraw money from the reserve fund. And this reserve fund has been set up specifically for this purpose. So a resolution needs to be passed.
Okay, any discussion?
And that's as per the bylaw.
Yeah.
Money from the purchase of a niche in columbariums located at Lakeside Cemetery be appropriated to the Lakeside Cemetery Columbarium Reserve Fund.
Great. Any discussion? Okay, so let's have a resolution then. Before our next council meeting, say sometime next year. All right, then we'll move to item number 3.1, animal shelter. We just talked about this.
Everybody was there. I don't know if I really need to elaborate on that.
It really was.
No.
So, sorry.
Yeah.
That's okay.
My only thing is, I know we had also discussed like Grace Lake Road as well as like a possibility. Where did we discuss it? Like whereabouts on Grace Lake Road?
My honest opinion is
Yeah.
I don't recall Grace Lake being discussed. That's
Okay.
just my
I
opinion.
thought it was just like
Just in passing.
the Moorish.
I knew
It was
Morse
just
Road,
Morse.
but
The
I
end.
remember, like, well, it says
There.
right in the thing, Grace Lake was also like Grace, possibility town industrial park or Grace Lake Road.
Right,
So I'm thinking that's also really close.
I should have made copies, but I did do a map up today for my own information. And this is the lot right here that he's talking about, that they said the last lot.
Right in behind.
Right in behind, so when you're going out Ross Island, you would get the jail, and then it's all those lots between the jail and Hydro. So the first lot is the town, the second two are Matachuk, the third one is Trevor's Electrical, the fourth one is Freshwater, and then there's two more under both the town and Paul. And he
And
did
he
make
wants the
comment
last
about
one.
the last one. And there is already road into there. I don't know if anyone.
So
knows
just
about
for,
that.
no, wait, don't. That's the lot.
Yeah, okay, that's
Yeah.
what I was wondering about.
Yeah.
So, I think Herb's right, I think we should nail down the lot, they're not gonna use it for a long time, but that's the lot. And we'll provide that for this organization upon, certain things have to be done, right? The organized have to,
Yeah,
I believe we
and-
had a long list of that, get along, all these kind of sorts of things, so.
And we'll have to look into like the zoning of it and everything.
Yeah.
'Cause right now, which hopefully maybe we'll have our zoning bylaw all up to date and fixed before they get going. Because we have no provision in our bylaw for an animal shelter.
So let's get that rolling, because the sooner we get that done, then the sooner they can get going on their stuff.
Okay, so we'll do a resolution appointing or designating that spot.
Yeah, does anybody have an issue with that?
I don't, but I have a suggestion to
Okay.
perhaps help them with fundraising. I have not discussed this with really anybody. I kind of made some inquiries just to get a little bit of numbers to Jody and Randy, but we have a lot of unlicensed animals in our community. When I spoke with Jody, there's about 70 people who license their animals, or 70 licenses, that's not even 70 people, it's 70 licenses that are handed out. Maybe we can ask this group if that's maybe something that they might be interested in doing for us. Taking over, handing out the licenses, it can kind of help us get an idea of like the inventory of people who actually own animals as opposed to animals that are homeless, for lack of a better word, or actually stray animals. Because I think a lot of times people think that we have such a big problem with stray animals, but you'll find that a lot of those animals actually do have homes, and sometimes it's more irresponsible pet owners that are the problem. But I know in the city of Winnipeg, they actually, like the city has their animal control officers go out, and they make a good chunk of money when they go out. They go door to door and hand out licenses. So just something that I thought, again, might help us get a handle on, who's complying with our bylaw of only, 2 dogs or 2 cats, and also how many animals do we have. It's a way for them to get some funds. And another thing we thought is that if we're giving them funds, is that perhaps we can even ask them to kind of go into a service agreement with us, and maybe once their animal shelter is up and running, having them take over the evening and weekend feedings, or even taking dogs that we have to put into the pound and that sort of stuff, because that would save huge costs with overtime of having to go and walk and feed dogs in the evenings and on weekends. Just something that I thought about.
And they will sell way more than 70.
Oh, for sure they will,
licenses.
for sure they will,
It's good.
yeah.
It's all good. That's smart thinking. Okay, we'll move on then. We have 3.2, conditional use application.
Manitoba Métis Federation used to be located at 202 Edwards, and they have that LED sign, which council passed a resolution for, or a variation in 2014.
Yep.
They now want to move that sign from 202 Fisher to 202 Edwards. I had that one, that mistake. To 456 Fisher. So it'll go on that building. It'll be this sign, but because of our bylaw being LED, they need to apply for conditional use, and there will be a public hearing on January 9th.
For our information.
Yeah,
Wait until that bylaw is fixed.
no kidding. Okay, finance and administration, 4.1, tender for a new crosswalk.
An invitation to tender was sent to 4 suppliers and advertised on the webpage for supply and installation for the replacement of the crosswalk at 6th Street and Smith Avenue. The closing date was November 30th. The tender was opened by the CFO, the assistant municipal superintendent, and the purchasing agent. There were 2 tenders received, and they are recommending to accept a tender of $85,100, taxes included, from TriStar Traffic Control Systems for the replacement of the crosswalk. And the resolution is required.
There was $90,000 already budgeted for
Yes.
this in 2016.
Yeah.
Yep, so the money's there.
Yeah, it's already a budget
It's a
item.
federal gas tax.
Is this the recommendation of the CAO then?
Yes, it
Yes,
is.
it is.
Okay. I didn't see it.
Okay, we'll move forward with the resolution.
Yep.
Civic center doors, rear doors here. The ones that went bang 100 times tonight.
An invitation to tender was sent to 5 suppliers for supply and installation of the outside rear entrance doors for the town office building. We asked for tender on a glass door, and a door with 50% glass.
Right.
The closing date was December 1st. The tender was opened by Jody and Al. Only 1 tender was received, which was by Hoppers Construction. However, Alan was talking to Jody about this today too. We're not guaranteed that this will be eligible under the rebate under Manitoba Hydro Commercial Building Envelope Program. We heard Eric had been in contact, Hoppers Construction was in contact with an employee from Hydro, and he had confirmed that commercial doors are a little more challenging, and not a lot of the doors qualify for this rebate. There's $8,000 in the budget for the Civic Center door. The tender came in at $11,294.35, taxes included. Randy had put on here, the balance can be to be paid from gas tax or by pool reserve.
So I have a question. The tender that came in, is that for all glass or 50% glass?
It was, the rest of it's in my drawer, it was for all glass. Oh, God, sorry, just a second, because he only quoted on one.
We have to tender on $1,000 and a door with 50%.
I'm thinking like door of 50% glass would be cheaper.
Are we replacing both sets of doors?
Just the outside doors.
My honest opinion is, I feel this is incomplete, and it should be going back, and he should be getting the information that's requested.
Right, well, that's why I asked, because we asked for a tender for 2 different things and only received one.
Supply and installation of 50% glass doors with solid bottom is what he quoted on. Other door spec doesn't meet Manitoba Hydro standards, so I didn't quote on doors. I was discussing this with Jody today. She was in the same boat as me, that it felt unfinished.
My thought on that when I was looking at it was, why are we having half glass doors to look inside where wooden doors are then held?
It would be
This is
the
the outside doors,
doors,
right?
yeah.
So when,
So the
so
wooden
they're gonna
doors
look through
still
the,
be-
well, there's two sets of doors. There's the outdoor, and then there's the inner outdoor, right? There's two sets of,
Yeah.
okay, so we're gonna put half-glass doors that will look inside the 4 steps you take to get to the wooden doors.
Yes.
What is it we're looking for there?
Because we need the automated doors like we have in the front, that, like the
We can't put that in a
emergency
wooden door.
release. I don't think so. I don't know.
Why do we need the automatic doors?
Probably for
There you go, the
accessibility, I'm
crash bar
thinking.
thingy.
The crash
Accessibility in
bar thingy.
Manitoba's
Those
getting,
big doors, they couldn't put them on those.
okay. You know what,
And it
I
had
think
a
we
lot
need more
to do with this,
information.
it had a lot to do with this Manitoba Hydro Commercial Building Envelope Program.
Okay, let's get some more answers. That's my opinion, I think we should
Well,
just.
part of the other thing is health and safety, because we have people that come in, like, to the building, so it's better if they're coming into the front where that's being monitored, otherwise people can come into the back and just wander into offices or wander upstairs or whatever, and that's not safe, but because we don't have like the emergency release, like, it's illegal for us technically to
To be
keep the
locking that back
doors
door.
locked, right? Because then we only have one exit.
Yeah.
So that was one of the reasons that they wanted to go with the magnetic. It's been something that's been on the thing for as long as I've been on council, honestly,
Yeah.
is talking about replacing the back doors, and it always is more than was budgeted, and
Yeah,
yeah, I thought we budgeted 10,000 for it actually, but.
it was 8. And that's only for one set, it would have been, and in talking to Jody, she did have concerns, why aren't we doing both? You're gonna pay somebody to come in and do one set, they're gonna come in, set up, take down, go away, then turn around a year later, get them in again and pay for that.
I could be wrong, but I don't think we can afford both sets, that's probably
I
the
think
big
that's
reason.
probably why.
And that there's only really a need for the outside, because you don't lock the inside set of doors, it's that outside set of doors that we need the mag lock release or whatever.
And now that the door's locked, somebody's gonna get, well, even when it's not locked. I'm scared to go by that door, because if somebody's coming out, they don't see you're there, right? It's,
Okay, I think we need to get some
so
more.
yeah,
We okay with that? Putting
Yes.
this off until,
Yeah,
In here?
and one of the things is too, do we need two single doors for each, where the double doors are now? Just so you can get in and out?
yeah, can we put
As
just a single
opposed
door?
to quoting 2 double doors to replace 2 double doors, may be an expense we don't need to.
Turn into a single door.
Just,
Okay? Hang on, let me get rid of that, let's see what else is happening. All right, standard doors, okay, 4.3, payroll and accounts.
resolution to approve payroll period 24 in the amount of $125,880.06. Town checks in the amount of $145,194.27. KRC checks in the amount of $120,186.88. And EFTs, $115,305. Total payment of $506,561.26.
Okay.
In the resolution. There were no huge checks that jumped out or anything. KRC had a couple, and they were payroll. How does that go? Sorry.
The town.
The town is payroll, the town gives them money to do payroll, and then they just reimburse it
Yeah.
back to the grant.
Yeah, money in, money out.
Money in, money out,
Yeah.
exactly. So,
Okay.
Resolution.
Okay, bills? 4.4, Canada 150, community leader.
The Federation of Canadian Municipalities, FCM, is creating the official network of Canada 150 community leaders, which represents a unique opportunity for local leaders across the country to get involved in the 150th anniversary of Confederation. The FCM is launching the Canada 150 Community Leaders Network with an invitation to designate one or more leaders from your municipality. These individuals will act as your municipal leaders to inspire civic action towards Canada 150 events in your community, serve as a touch point to share Canada 150 information and inspiration, and be members of a network that could extend well beyond 2017. Community leaders will be asked to share information through networks and, if available, to participate in local events. There are no associated costs or travel requirements, and the time commitment is estimated at less than 2 hours per month. And if someone's interested in, we can do a resolution to appoint somebody.
You want to do it?
Crystal?
There you go. That's easy.
It's like Centennial.
Everyone's okay with that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. hold on to yourselves. I have a motion to adjourn.
Go for it, Crystal.
Be it resolved that we now do move to the in-camera portion of the committee of the whole meeting with Mayor Scott and the chair to discuss matters requiring our attention. From memory.
God,